In what is probably one of the most hilarious and depressing things I've seen lately, is a recent report by the New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman, who, according to several sources, claims that Trump had aides that would follow him around and recite nice things that people are saying about him on Twitter and on other places. Here's a tweet from Haberman. As Trump has been out of office over the last 20 months, a rotating cast of aides has been tasked with following him around the golf course and at the club he's at, and giving him positive reinforcement from Twitter and wherever else they find it on the web, per people told of the practice. That's sad. That is incredibly sad. Imagine being so incredibly insecure that you would need the constant validation from random people on social media, and then paying aides to do that, to come and tell you that. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, Tara Palmieri of Puck News had written this about her, about this entire phenomenon during a time of Politico. Let me share that. President Donald Trump's former campaign staffers claimed that they cracked the code for tamping down on his most inflammatory tweets. And they say that the current West Wing staff would do well to take note. The key to keeping Trump's Twitter habit under control, according to 6 former campaign officials, is to ensure that his personal media consumption includes a steady stream of praise. And when no such praise was to be found, staff would turn to friendly outlets to drum some up and make sure that it would make its way to Trump's desk. Once again, sad, pathetic, baby. But honestly, what's more sad is, and there's a real point here to be made, someone's actually willing to do that job. Can you believe it? You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to follow Donald Trump or any other politician around, by the way, to kiss their ass. Be like, oh, sir, did you see that they put a positive tweet? Bob 72647 on Twitter said, Donald Trump, tremendous golfer, the best golfer ever. Oh, thanks, Bob. No, that would be the worst job in the world. Let me tell you what, politicians should be kissing the asses of the voters. Okay? You know why? Because politicians need us more than we need them. Okay? In fact, we don't need politicians at all. But this gets to the whole point of Trump and how he's actually pretty good at unmanning people. Look, the other day I talked about Trump making fun of J.D. Vance at J.D. Vance's own rally. Now, first off, he wasn't even invited to that rally, but he showed up anyway and then proceeded to just make fun of the guy that he is supposed to be there on behalf of. I mean, it was fantastic, but it really does show you how craven some of these people in D.C. are. What they would do for a little bit of a tasty taste for some of that money and for some of that power, you know? They show up and, immediately they unman themselves. They become betas. Beta male. And basically give Donald Trump their banana. And that's what it is. And they suck it up. They suck up to one of the biggest, most insecure man children. But again, it's not just like that, right? It's not just Donald Trump, but at this point, Donald Trump is their daddy. These are the same people that call the left soft, right? These are the same people that are out there saying that America has a masculinity crisis. Masculinity crisis. Now, look, maybe they're partly right, because you can't look at that. You can't read that tweet, read that story, and be like, oh yeah, no masculinity crisis at all. It just happens to be on the right wing. These Trump sycophants are literally the best example